Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Today's video is a PSA returns video, and admittedly, it's been a while since I've had a PSA submission to look forward to. Now, many of these cards are vintage cards, a lot of them will be for sale on my eBay store since they are extras for me, but there are some unique cards featured as part of this submission, including some cards that I picked up last summer as part of an online auction that I had to drive across the state in person to go collect. Now, this was a really fun experience. I was on my motorcycle, I visited a major card store here in Minnesota, and then I almost got caught up in some pretty powerful thunderstorms, but it was a whole day of adventure. Nevertheless, I'm excited to showcase the grades that I received on those cards and others here, because that is one of the things that I like about grading, is getting that practice and that experience in with pre-grading cards. Condition is one of the most important things when it comes to collecting, and the more experience you get, the better you'll be at assessing condition yourself. But anyway, guys, let's roll into this PSA submission. All right, so first we're gonna start with this Blastoise EX. This was part of the BLS deck. The B stands for Blastoise, the L stands for Lugia, and the S is for Steelix. All three EX Pokemon are featured in this deck, and you can see the backside has the 2006 World Championship logo on it. And that's one of the unique things, is this is a promotional pre-constructed deck, but I was expecting mostly 7s and 8s. The cards were in really good condition, but some of them had a little bit of edge wear, or a couple dot in the corner, a little bit of fraying, and they actually did much better than I was anticipating. So you can see those first two Blastoises got PSA 8s, which is still a great grade, especially considering how old they are. This third one got the Mint 9, pretty excited about that, and just a really cool card, especially for all the people out there that like Blastoise. I know that's one of the fan favorites. In addition to those three Blastoise, though, the one that I was really excited about was this Blastoise EX, which isn't supposed to be part of the deck. In fact, it's not part of the deck, but something I noticed in the auction. And when I saw this, I knew I was going to buy it. There is a little bit of edge wear down at the bottom. It's a little bit hard to catch on camera, but I was expecting a near mint grade on this one, and instead it picked up the PSA 8. So definitely a win overall for the deck already. In addition to the Blastoises, though, they also come with two Lugia EXs, and these ones were in a bit better condition, each of which earned the PSA 9. So mint grade on those two. Again, really cool cards. One of the things that I really like about them is it's reminiscent to me of the original Lugia Neo Genesis, since it takes all three of those different energy types to do the attack. Makes it a little bit less desirable in play, but this one was used in play, apparently, since it was part of a World Championship deck. Then finally, we've got the S of the BLS deck, and that's the Steelix EX. Another really cool looking card here. Massive retreat cost on the Steelix, though. I think that was 4 energies. 5 energies. Yeah, not very convenient to get that one out of play. The last one that was part of the BLS deck that was worth grading is the Latias Gold Star. And Gold Stars, we think of those as collectible cards, not necessarily as playable cards. And so it's interesting to see that, like, even back then during the World Championships, people were using these cards for play as they were intended, not necessarily just as collectibles. That one got a Mint 9, so again, really excited with that grade. One more modern card, I guess those aren't really modern, but one modern card that I did send was this Celebrations Charizard, and I made a video earlier on in the year about some Celebrations Charizards that I purchased for grading, and made a whole video out of that, and this one got the Gem Mint 10. They're actually a pretty easy grade if you know what to look for, and you're careful on the centering. Next up, I had some first edition base commons and uncommons. I actually have a lot of these, and they're very tough to get 10s in, though. So we've got an Abra. The Abra got a 9. Actually sent out 2 of those. Another 9 on the Abra. Abra is one of my favorite commons out there, so I don't mind having a couple extras of those. Then we've got the Charmander. This one I was assuming would get a 7, so it was right in where I thought it would be for pre-grading purposes. But anytime you have the starters, they're going to be worth sending, even if they're not in pristine condition. This one's still pretty nice, though. There's maybe a little bit of dots of edge wear up in the corners, but you can't complain about that for first edition base set. Now, one that I did get an unexpected 10 on was this Diglett. I never like to assume PSA 10s on anything, especially not old vintage cards like first edition base set, but this one was a very strong candidate, and even though it's not the most celebrated common out there, still always feels good to get a PSA 10. Next, we got a Doduo. The Doduo got the 9. Backside's pretty clean there, too. And here was the other 10 from the commons, and that was Drowsy. Drowsy's doing like psychic rave going on in the background with the different colors and disco lights flashing. So really excited to grab a couple 10s there. Even for all the years I've been collecting, it's still pretty rare to pick up 10s in first edition base set. The second Drowsy I sent got a 9. Then we've got a Pidgey. The Pidgey is where things derailed just a little bit from the mint condition. This one got an 8. I would say it's a pretty strong 8. This is one that I thought had the potential for a 10, but there is a little bit of edge wear, a little bit of dot in the corner. Really hard to make out here on camera, but I think it still could have got a 9. That's the way it goes with grading, though. Then we've got a Poliwag. Got this circular, spherical, mesmerizing spiral on the belly. We've got Ponyta, the Fire Horse. Mint 9 on that one. One of my other favorite commons from base set is Sandshrew. So we got the Sandshrew in there. I don't know, it's kind of a cute Pokemon. Sandslash is actually one of my favorites, and I think that's what draws my attention to Sandshrew. Then finally, I sent out one uncommon. I'm not even sure why I sent this Kakuna. I've got a bunch of them. I have other uncommons that I was planning to grade, but just didn't get into this submission. And so here's a random Kakuna. Next, we're going to take a look at some first edition holographic cards from the Wizards of the Coast era, which are my personal favorites. It's what I like to collect. However, many of these cards are extras for me, and I graded them specifically to sell on my eBay store. So if you see anything you like, I'll leave a link for them down in the description below. But let's get back into it, starting with first edition Fossil. All right, so first up was a fan favorite, one that I know is really popular, and that's Gengar, one of the original Ghost Pokemon, and this one got the near mint to mint 8. Solid grade there. Pretty clean backside. But that's not the only one that I sent. I also sent this one out there, and this one got the mint 9, which is a really great grade on this card, and a lot of nostalgia for me. This brings me back to the anime, back to playing the trading card game, so I'm excited with a 9. A ghost Pokemon that I actually like more, though, and this might be a bit blasphemous out there, but I think Haunter is superior. It's scarier, it's a disembodied head, it has the disembodied hands floating through the air, and this one also got a mint 9, so pretty strong start for the Fossil cards. Now this one, though, I was expecting a near mint to mint 8, and that's exactly what it got. The Hitmonlee has some print lines on the hollow surface. If you guys aren't experienced grading with PSA, that is one of the things that's usually going to dock it down to an 8 at best, is if it happens to have some of those print lines. Next up, we have another mint 9, and it also happens to be another psychic Pokemon, but the Hypno coming in with the mint 9. I know this isn't one of the most popular fossil Pokemon out there, but it's still one of the staples you have to have for collecting. Speaking of which, the Magneton is probably the least popular in the set outside of Muck. It's probably a two-way tie between those two, but this one got the mint 9. And I actually sent 2 Magnetons, and the other Magneton also achieved the mint 9. So some consistency there on the electric magnet Pokemon. Next, we had to send in one of the fire chickens. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's Moltres, and Moltres was another one that I was expecting a near mint to mint 8, and that's what this one got. Again, it's those holofoil print lines that you got to watch out for. Still, pretty solid grade for this card, and it's one that's pretty popular out there. I know people like the legendary birds. Moving into the Team Rocket set, we have a Dark Dragonite, and this one I thought would get a 6 or maybe a 7, and it did get the 6. That's because there's quite a bit of light holofoil scratching that's seen through direct light. And otherwise, it's a very nice card, but that is common damage that you will see on a PSA 6. The second Dark Dragonite that I sent got the 5, and this one I thought would do a little bit better, but after some careful searching, I found this little dot, this like almost pin indentation down in the bottom right corner, and it's very difficult to see, and I don't think I can get it on camera. You might be able to see that like slight dent down there, the light, but I missed that the first time, and that's one of the reasons you should carefully inspect your cards before sending them. I'm sure that that one was on me. We got the Dark Slowbro. This one I always like the minion of Team Rocket in the background. Mint 9 on that one. And then I also have some holos from the Gym Heroes set. Now, I personally like Gym Challenge a little bit more, but the Erica's Dragonair is one of the really popular ones from this set. This one got the near mint to mint 8. Pretty clean backside to it. Again, there might be some of those holofoil print lines to look for. We've got Misty's Tentacruel. I think this one came in Misty's deck, non-first edition, but I'm pretty sure that one was part of a theme deck. Really tough one to grade in PSA 10 is Brock, and this Brock got the mint 9, so it's still a pretty strong card. But all the gym leaders had their own holofoil in both Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, so that's one of the unique features of this set. Continuing with the gym leaders, we have Erica. Erica also got a near mint to mint 8. Many of the cards that I submitted did, and that's kind of what I was expecting. A lot of the strongest cards that I've sent have already been sent in the past. And then Lieutenant Surge, swirled there down at the bottom, another near mint to mint 8. Finally, our last stack of cards consists of first edition holographic cards from the Neo generation of Pokemon, which happens to be my personal favorite era. First, we've got Ampharos from Neo Genesis, and this card has the dark holofoil background, so usually it's one of the easier cards to grade. This particular copy got the near mint to mint 8, which is a very common grade for Neo Genesis. It's one of the most difficult sets out there to grade. We got the Blossom. Blossom has a really cool holofoil background, near mint to mint 8 there as well. I know this isn't one of the more popular holographic cards in the set, but it's one that I still have appreciation for. Now this one, the Feraligatr number 5, is one of my favorites, and I knew this one would get a near mint 7 or maybe a 6. There are some scratches of the holofoil surface on this card, but otherwise it's in beautiful condition. The backside is free of edge wear, corner wear. Still a really great card, even in the 7. Then we've got Heracross. Heracross is one of those cards that's notoriously difficult to get a 10 in. This one has some horizontal print lines, which is basically what you're going to find on pretty much any copy of this card, including those that come fresh out of the pack. So we got an 8 there. I actually sent in 2 of these, and I was expecting 8s on both of them, and both of them actually did get the 8, so pretty accurate pre-grading. Then we have the Kingdra. The Kingdra, one of the 9s in this submission. Stage 2 evolution for Kingdra, adding on to the original 151, where Seadra was the top evolution until the Neo series came along. Then we've got a new Pokemon to the Neo set, and that was Skarmory, representing the Steel type when that first came out. This one got the near mint to mint 8 as well. You'll notice all these backsides are very nice, but those print lines will get you when it comes to Neo Genesis. We've got Slowking, nice beautiful swirl there down at the bottom. Same thing, a lot of holofoil, gonna be susceptible to those print lines. Really clean backside there as well. And then we've got Togetic. Togetic looks like it's obscuring a swirl that's just partially blocked. Near mint to mint 8. Now I did send in a couple of cards from Neo Discovery, including this Houndoom. Houndoom's got a nice swirl there right by the face. And Houndoom is another Pokemon out there that's very popular. So this one, even in a near mint to mint 8, still pretty strong. You'll see that little dot of edgeware there down in the middle. Then another one that is impossible to grade in a Gem Mint 10 is the Yanma. And this Yanma got an 8. A lot of 8s in the Neo set here. Now, I'm fortunate to own a lot of Gem Mint copies of many of these cards, but that is one that I do not have. Same with this one. Blissey is another one of the most difficult cards to grade in a Gem Mint 10. This one got the 8. And it's just, that's the way these cards come. If you ever open packs or if you've seen people do box breaks and grade those cards, it is a lot of 8s, occasional 9s. That's simply because of the way the cards were produced. Those print lines are something that PSA is absolutely brutal on for these old Neo sets. Now this one is one from the Neo Revelation set, and this is on me. I did not do a great enough job inspecting this, partially because of the dark holofoil background. It tricks you into thinking that it's in much better condition than it is. But when I took a light to it, there were some scratches that I'd missed, so the excellent 5 grade might be a little bit harsh here unless I missed a bend somewhere. I'll have to take a closer look, but gotta pre-grade those carefully. And even somebody with experience like me still misses stuff on occasion. Delibird, one of the easier ones to grade because there's just not a lot of holo on this card. Another one that I was expecting an 8 on due to print lines, and that is exactly what we got with it. Final card in the submission, but we have Jumpluff from Neo Revelation. Got the snowman in the background, the 2 Jumpluffs are celebrating. It's a wintry scene, and this one got the mint 9. So, Merry Christmas on that one. Well, anyway, guys, there you have it. Overall, I don't think we did too badly. Many of these cards came in pretty much on target, with some being perhaps a little bit lower due to my own negligence and lack of inspection, and some being a little bit better. But I think that's to be desired, that's to be expected when you're grading cards, whether it's with PSA, CGC, BGS, you name it, is you want that level of consistency with your own pre-grading. But anyway, there's always going to be some level of variability, and like I said, many of these cards are extra for me. So if you see anything you like, I'll leave the link for my eBay store down in the description below. Go check it out, or don't. Either way, that's just fine. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for this one. I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Thanks for sticking around with this video, and we'll catch you with the next one. Till then, stay well, everybody, and have fun. Bye, everybody.